And we're live. Hi, Stefan.
Hey, Doug. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Thanks for joining me tonight.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to say hi, Mom.
Hi. I hope your mom tunes in.
Me too.
We
I sent it to her. Hopefully she can figure out how to work it.
All right.
So.
We need all the support we can get. Give us a like and a subscribe, Mom, if you would.
It's asking a lot, Doug.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll be lucky to get her to stream.
Lucky to get her on air. So.
Okay. Hey, guys, how is everybody today? Everyone having a good week? We're super excited. We got, hey, Charlie. We got the deck builder. Is everyone happy with the deck builder? Hey, Anthony, how are you? Although they're struggling with the deck builder right now. So.
Yeah, my first couple of attempts didn't quite save, but that's okay. I made some paper notes so we can go back and put it together. So.
Okay, good.
It is a lot of fun. I like the interface. It's pretty intuitive. It's very easy to use. So.
In the blue and yellow.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Very nice. Ron did most of that himself. I think the layout of it, because I saw him working on it at New York Comic Con,
Neat.
and I really like it. It looks great. I think everyone's going to love it once they get the bugs out, because it is still a beta version.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we've talked about the art many times.
Yeah.
Being able to actually see all of the cards, all of the art, it is absolutely the best art.
If any card game out there.
Any.
Although I like Arthurian Legends from Sorcery, but it's a whole different style.
Yeah. But no, it does not compare. The cards are beautiful. Every power card. It's just they're just beautiful. They're like I'm thinking about like what base card in all other games look like. What does a Dawn card look like in One Piece, or what a Magic basic land looks like? And these are 10 times better. The junky common cards are still beautiful pieces of art that you can take home with you.
And of course, all the ERB stuff was done by Joe Jusko. That's amazing that they got all that artwork from them.
That Tarzan art where the croc is chewing on his arm is
phenomenal, huh?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I could have that hanging over my mantle.
Yeah.
That would look great.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So.
Hey, Scotty, how are you? And Eric, how are you? And Ricky, hola. Charlie says the deck builder is great. I want the physical cards, though. Yes, Charlie, we do. Hi, Lawrence. Wow, look at that. We're piling up in the chat already. Thanks, guys. I think the artwork is second to none. And you met Felipe when you were here?
Of course.
He knows almost all the artists from the set outside of Jusko, because they're all Brazilian. So that was kind of cool.
There's several names that I noticed, and when they first started announcing and putting some names out there, some of the comic book creators and things like that. And a couple of the styles that I saw were,
we got to get J. Scott Campbell to do something, though, right?
They put a bunch of his art on a bunch of the proxies that I've seen out there in the world. So
you seen proxies?
Well, actually, he's out. He's on. They some of the image cards have his art from back in the day. So I wonder if he would
know that, did she?
Yeah, I wonder if he would do Invincible. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have him a lot except that one collection.
I think 2 of the Fairchild cards are actually Campbell art. So
we can dig those out.
Yeah.
Ricky says Stefan sounds like Ron Swanson. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Sean,
I don't hate that comparison. So
we should give a shout out to your store, Flying Monkey Comics,
definitely.
in Delaware, Ohio. You selling Overpower cards in the store yet?
No, I've not really sold too many in the store yet. I do get to have fun and talk to a lot of folks as they come in and trying to pre-sell a lot of the stuff that we picked up from the Kickstarter. So, but we are super excited to get the cards as well. So
yeah, I'm going to drop a little spoiler here right now. We're going to make the booster boxes, and maybe the starters, but at least the booster boxes available on our website April 1st.
Nice.
So you can buy them off the website starting April 1st. They are $179.99, which is the SRP. As most of you know, there's not a lot of markup from the Kickstarter. It's really about as cheap as we can go, and it is the SRP. So
Still way cheaper than buying Pokemon, Mom. So tell all your friends and family that.
It's crazy. Hey, AJ, how are you?
You'd have to fight some guy in a Walmart to get that to pay that for Pokemon these days. So
Right.
This is definitely a value. That should be a commercial that Lazarus does.
Yeah, really. Do a commercial with that. It's Pokemon's crazy. I don't even like. I mean, I like selling it obviously because I like to make a little bit of money here and there, but the people that we have to deal with sometimes, it's like, oh my gosh, seriously. But yes, Sean. Doesn't everybody know what HR Derby means? Wow, let's play some baseball. About ready for opening day, right?
Wednesday for the Reds, right? I think.
Wednesday of this week?
Yep, I believe so. I kind of bailed on baseball a couple years ago when our Reds ownership was saying, where else are they going to go? We'll just move the team. And I'm still not going to give them any money of my own, I don't think. But
we'll show you where we'll go, boss.
Yeah, there's so many electric young kids on the team that it's pretty exciting. This Ellie De La Cruz thing,
I know.
I think he might be the real
once
deal.
in a while, right?
Yep, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's amazing, and he had a heck of a spring training too.
Yeah,
it's like, jeez.
And Terry Francona has to be worth 5 or 7 wins, so that feels like it puts you in the playoffs.
He's amazing. That's
so.
a manager.
Yeah.
I used to play softball with the guy who played baseball with Terry Francona.
Oh, wow.
And he was an excellent coach. So I can only imagine what Terry Francona must be like coaching. Sean, I like that. Play ball, then play overpower. We're going to be playing a lot of overpower this year, right? Hey, Michael. Michael started last week.
He must be Mets or Dodgers, Dodgers and...
one of them foreign things.
Yeah, they played overseas. Yeah. Was it Mets? No, it was Cubs and Dodgers. So.
Nobody cares about the Cubs, though.
I hate the Cubs.
I'm not a fan of the Dodgers either, but the Cubs.
I was at I've been to Wrigley a couple times, but my last Wrigley experience was Lou Pinella's last game as the Cubs manager. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
So.
I've never been to Wrigley.
You should go. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think Corey got to go. I think he told me the same thing. I think it was Corey. Corey's probably gone to more ballparks than I have, believe it or not. But nothing beats Fenway. You been to Fenway?
Well, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, the atmosphere was so electric.
Yeah.
Just like it's amazing. That's why I keep hoping they would run a big event during baseball season,
right? So
I can go to Boston and catch a ball game.
I used to love going to Baltimore for Baltimore Comic Con around that time because it used to be right at the end of the season, and they would put us up and give us some tickets. And Camden's amazing as well. That's just about as good as it gets too. But I don't have any attachment to the Orioles. So.
Hey, Corey and Josiah got to go to a game, the Orioles game, the last time we set up there.
Nice.
They went I stayed and ran the store. They went to the con. So, hey, Brett, how are you? Cards start shipping in approximately 2 weeks, Brett. That's the approximately out there.
I don't believe anything until I've got a tracking number.
That's right. Now, I did reach out to Lazarus and ask if there's any way we could get a couple boxes early to open on the stream. And they said probably not because they're going to ship so quickly that everyone is coming at the same time.
Here.
Yep, we're all going to get. Of course, shipping out of Texas, so I guess even California would probably get them a day before us. But we'll see. That doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to get any product in advance.
Well, I would be surprised if they're using. I don't know. Maybe Kickstarter fulfillers are using multiple warehouses these days. But I was always under the impression that most of them were single source, single origin, destination type places where they were then breaking everything up and bulking it out and shipping. But it may be big enough now that some of these Kickstarter fulfillers have.
I believe Cardio is doing it.
Oh, is Cardio?
Cardio is doing the fulfillment for them, I believe.
I wasn't aware that they were involved in that.
And they're on the other side of town of the printer.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So as soon as it's printed, packaged, and ready, it will drive the same day to Cardio, and Cardio will start breaking down and shipping orders.
Very cool.
Now, you and I bought in at the retailer level, so we're a bigger order. I don't know if that puts us a preference or puts us at the end of the line. Let's get these big orders out fast and get them out of the way.
I mean, I promise it'll be later because we won't ship UPS speed. We're probably not coming UPS. So we're getting pallets of stuff, so it will
pallets?
be.
It's not pallets. You got pallets?
I think I'm getting a pallet or so.
I
didn't get a pallet.
No.
You were at the one retailer level, all that stuff? That's
50, but it's not all coming at once.
No, that's true.
We're getting starters, booster boxes, and something else. We're not even getting power packs the first time, I guess, right?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think that's what it was. So we don't get everything, and I've only got, I get 42 boxes. 6 boxes, that's only 7 cases. They're 6-box cases.
They could probably throw that into a box.
That could come UPS
Yeah.
or FedEx. I prefer FedEx if anyone's listening and cares.
Yeah, same.
Yes, Anthony, it's real soon. The current shipping date is still set to start on April 7th. Joe today at 1:07. What? I missed that. Brett, thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. April 7th. What is that, 2 weeks? That is 2 weeks. Okay. What day of the week is the 7th? April.
Is that Thursday, Friday?
Oh, no, I hope not.
I don't remember.
But, there. Let me see here.
It'll be
Oh, my gosh.
31st, and then. So, yeah, that should be.
April 7th is a Monday.
Yep.
Wow, that'd be awesome. They start shipping on a Monday. Wow. Let's see. Michael says, apologies, I started the show a little late. Who's your guest? Michael, you are a little late. This is Stefan from Flying Monkey Comics here in Central Ohio, Delaware. He is also a big backer of the Overpower Kickstarter. You bought more than I did. I know that.
I did.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Central Ohio will be the mecca of Overpower.
no doubt, at least for a while.
We're going to try.
Until the rest of the country catches on, at least.
Yep.
Ricky, yes. Ricky, we cannot actually restock beta sorcery. That email was a bit of a lie.
Yeah,
I did reach out to my rep, and he said he hadn't heard anything yet. So they sent that out before they notified the distributors.
Yeah.
But I will be getting some, and they're even going to reprint the starters. The
oh,
4 box.
really?
Yeah.
That's big. That's huge.
Yeah. Everyone's been waiting for those.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. That is such an interesting game. I opened a couple boxes for myself. Sat down. I was going to bring a deck to play with Ricky at Champ of Champs.
Yeah.
I couldn't put a deck together. Like, it was so I'm like, this is so complicated. I don't even know. Give me a starter so I can at least see what a deck looks like. Like, I'm Googling decks, and I'm
Oh, man.
this is so complicated. I don't even know where to start to build a deck.
You should have just bought all your cards and you
Yeah,
Ricky
just
could
let
sit down
Ricky-
and let him
just-
build one for you.
Just built it up. So.
Yeah. So, Ricky, if you need any beta, let me know. Andrew says, I called it, Doug. Yep, you were right. If it's true. You know, let's be realistic here. I don't think Lazarus has hit a ship date yet on any. Has hit a projected date yet on anything. So we shall see. I hope it's right. Wow, they shipped on the 7th.
I would think we'd have by the end of the
By
week,
the end
right?
of the week,
I would
yeah.
hope.
Even from Texas on FedEx is like a 3-day delivery. As long as we're at the top of the packaging. They may want to get the big ones out before all the onesies, twosies, threesies. I would.
I'm for that.
Yeah, me too. That'll be great.
Should we maybe send some emails to say, hey, can any chance that can happen? So you'll be before me. Your H will be before F, though, right? So I don't know.
You'll either be one of the first or the last with the quantity that you ordered, dude. You'll either be first or last. I'll be somewhere in between. I could email Chris at Cardio and ask him.
Oh, there you go. May have to take advantage of that connection for sure.
Maybe.
Bump us up here.
Yeah, say, hey, Chris.
We want to rip some packs.
I'll see him at the National, Sports Card National, which is where I actually met him last year. So
Chicago this year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Next 2 years. So hopefully I got a table again this year. Kind of screwed things up last year when I let somebody else be in charge. It's like, but that's another story. And did you notice I haven't brought up Bo Jackson? Whoops. Somebody put up a meme on Bo Jackson the other day. It was hilarious. AJ says, being a playtester with Ohio, any character sticks out to anyone. You know, I like them all. There are very few that I don't like. And they even made Jane Porter very playable. I guess I yelled enough about her being sucky. But I know some guys thought she was already good. She wasn't. All right, Michael says he'll let us know when he gets his. Probably about the same time out. You might get it before me. You're probably I don't know, how far northern California are you? Yeah, we might get it at the same time. I mean, Texas is kind of central for shipping.
Yeah.
Anything east of us is going to be another day.
Yeah, you would think Texas would be a good spot, but I don't think a lot of logistics companies end up there. So it was. I don't know. I don't remember exactly why, but from my days doing that. But
yeah,
I did not actually get to play test, but I have getting to see all the cards and everything. I really like the way that if you want to build a thematic deck, so if you're a fan of one of the Edgar Rice Burroughs properties, or you're a fan of the Headless Horseman, something like that, the characters feel very thematic. They seem to like work together and are built very well to play together. I cannot wait to play Carter of Mars, Starkist, Days of Thor. It's gonna be a slam dunk, I think. So.
Yep. I think I'm going to play Tarkis with Deja Thors. Yep. I think. We'll see. Michael's in Southern Cal. Okay, you might get it a day before me. I like the way you could theme everything.
Yes.
Watson, Moriarty, and
that was
Sherlock,
another great one.
They fit on a deck.
Works
easy,
great with Baker
no
Street.
problem.
I think it'll be a very interesting Baker Street combo, right? With the locations. So
now, you were just down at the Gamma big thing down there. You got to meet with the Lazarus guys.
Yes.
Did they let you in on any secrets?
Well, I know the big IP, which is
they told you that?
They did, which is the worst kept secret, I think, in the history of things. We won't say it here. We will continue not to say it here.
I am not allowed. I am still under a non-disclosure, so I cannot say what it is.
But no, nothing. There were none any cool spoilers they had for me. Actually, I did get to see. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I did get to see some art and cards for the new IP.
What?
Which was pretty cool. I did.
Nice.
I should say that I did get to see.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. So.
You're ahead of me on that one for sure.
Mostly we talked business, talked some strategies going forward, and they're very energetic and very. I like their thought process behind supporting the game and growing the game. So, I'm cautiously optimistic that things are going to go well. So hopefully they can deliver on everything that they're planning to do. So they're being very ambitious with how they're starting. So.
Well, they just announced that next IP.
Yeah.
Let us talk about it. But you know what? We do have Origins coming up in June. That's going to be huge. You and I are both there.
Very excited for Origins. Yeah. Definitely, we
going to run some events.
Sponsoring and running a bunch of events. Looking forward to doing that. Hopefully, we get to play in one. Right? I hope we get to.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll have time.
That, right?
Yeah.
We may have to have a post Origins event where we come in and play some.
Wednesday. Maybe we
do
on Wednesday.
Do a Wednesday.
The dealer hall doesn't
that.
open until Thursday,
I
right?
Like that. Yep.
I guess the gaming hall won't open until Thursday also.
Okay.
So maybe we can do something on Wednesday. That's the Lazarus guys are going to be there. Well,
yeah,
at least
I'll be
I would
setting
guess
up at
Joe
some point
and Ron
Wednesday
again.
too. I'm assuming.
You'll be what?
Setting up as well.
Yeah,
on Wednesday.
Set up on Wednesday, but that won't take you all day.
No, we can come down here and play some Overpower.
Are you bringing more than just Overpower?
Yeah, we'll be doing a couple of things, I think. So
okay.
I'll definitely have some Overpower. Definitely have some higher end collectibles. I'm hoping to buy a bunch of singles as well throughout the weekend. So
okay.
Working on training up some people to do some of that for us. So. See if we can take advantage of that.
We're going to be so slammed that I don't know what's going on. I almost think I've overbooked us for that weekend. I am working on a top secret mission that I can't talk about right at the moment.
I love it.
It would be huge if we could pull it off, but I'm not holding out too much hope. I may have to try and call in a couple favors from Metropolis Comics or Mike Carbonero, but we're looking at it. But we're going to do win-a-box tournaments twice on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and one on Sunday. Doing some sealed events, doing some starter battles.
Doing a league. We're going to do a starter league where you're going to come in, pick up a starter deck, just casually play games, pick up games throughout the weekend, get a card punched, and take home some packs. And hopefully we're taking all the folks that Lazarus is showing the game to in the demo hall, and we're putting them right into taking a bunch of starter decks home so they can start playing. Right?
If you buy a starter, you can win up to another additional 3 booster packs for every starter once a day. One starter a day can get you 3 extra packs. So I think that'll be something that they'll want to come and do. We'll be running Overpower Classic. 4 of those, I believe, on the weekend: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Usually one for each day.
Yep.
Perfect.
Hopefully, Origins gets us approved real soon. The process is so long because there's just so many events for them to look at.
I cannot imagine how they handle and manage that. It's impressive. Every time I see that catalog hit.
I think only 2 people do that.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And
40,
they look at
50,000 lines of events that they're putting out there for the weekend. It's absolutely
I think
amazing.
I submitted 23 events.
Yeah.
And one person is going to go through there, open up every event, and look at it and say, okay, this is right, this is right, this is right.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Right.
There's so many games being played. Ricky wants to know, we're coming to Dallas. We will not be there, Ricky. Sorry.
When is Dallas? I'm not sure. I don't have it booked yet, so it would be
It's in May. Hey, John, how are you? That's all I can remember right now. May 7th and 8th, 8th and 9th. I think it's 8th and 9th of May.
I don't have any traveling planned for May yet, so it's not. I'm not a complete no, but I do not have it booked yet. So,
John, what's going on, man? Are you getting ready for this new release? May 9th, Ricky says. Yep. John's store is going to back it really big, right? What was the name of his Pandemonium?
Pandemonium Games. Yeah, comics and games. Yes.
Yep.
Which is on my list. I'm going to be coming to visit you next time I'm anywhere near within spitting distance of Boston. I'm going to pop in there and check it out.
Next time I'm up that way, I'll definitely pop in for sure.
I love going to old stores that have been there for 25, 30 years, forever like that. When I was in New York City over Christmas holiday visiting my daughter, I stopped in a couple of stores. One of them had been there for 30, 40 years.
Holy cow.
You should see the stuff. Floor to ceiling, stacked. You were crawling over stuff. You were wedging yourself in between aisles. It was so cool. It was so much fun.
Wow.
I walked out with a bunch. I was hoping I was going to find Overpower cards.
Yeah.
They didn't have any Overpower, but I ended up walking out with 3 or 4 other dead TCGs packs for those. So Monty Python and the Holy Grail packs were the big find.
Monty Python?
Monty Python, the Holy Grail. It was a trading card game for it back in the day.
Holy
they had
cow.
They had 15 packs, so I was like, I'm taking all of those home. So that was the find of the day at that shop.
Oh,
so
that's
really
awesome.
Cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's always fun to see that kind of stuff. Anthony says we need the locations for the regionals. Yes, Anthony.
Agreed, Anthony.
We do. I don't understand how you can have dates but no locations.
Yeah.
Anthony, just take off for all of them. If you get an extra weekend off when you're not playing Overpower, find something else to do. Just take them all off. There's 4 of them, right? 4 regionals, and then there'll be a national. So just take off all 4 dates. I think it's just so hilarious that we got dates, but we don't know where.
It is surprising. It's strange.
It's like I still can't make plans.
Yeah, I mean,
how do I book a flight?
I guess you can block it. I guess you can request time off. You can request time off from work.
Yeah.
If that's the thing, but now how can you book a flight? How can you book a hotel or anything like that?
Anthony, you know what days to request off. Just go ahead and request them all off, and we'll go from there. Hey, Rev, how are you? Pandemonium Books and Games, 4 Pleasant Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, since 1989. That's awesome.
That's amazing, John.
Let's see, we're going to have our 15-year anniversary in June.
Has it been 15?
Yeah. How about you?
I'm at 8.5.
8, okay.
So yeah, 10 years will be. I've still got a little while to get to 10. So.
Yeah, you're almost there. It goes by quick.
Man, I can't believe it's been 15 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Larry, how are you, Reverend? Houston this Saturday at the Dragon's Lair.
How many players do you have for that signed up so far, Larry? That's,
Larry. Ricky says all the events are going to be held in Joe's basement. That'd be hilarious. John says, I'll be running Learn to Play and weekly events as well as the Boston Now.
I didn't take Joe for a basement guy. I took Joe for a chic loft in the warehouse district kind of guy, you know. So
I've never been to Joe's place. I don't know.
No, me either.
Larry says he's got 8 players.
Already. Excellent. That's
All right.
awesome.
That was his minimum, right? That's what you had to have. So you at least got that. Grow from there. Chris, one of your customers named Chris. His last name starts with an L. Lassick, please. He's in the Facebook group page.
I saw that
too.
post. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He was bragging about your store on Facebook. Ricky, you're not going to be in Houston? How bad a weekend can it be? How far do you live from
He's
Houston?
in Oklahoma, isn't he?
No.
He's in Texas.
Yeah, I think he's in Texas.
Texas is like 5 times. It's not like driving from Columbus to Cincinnati,
this is
right?
true. Yes, it is a huge state.
We think that being from Ohio, you think that everything's 2 hours away. Which
right.
You go to Houston or you go to Texas, you go to California, and
I think,
cities are not 2 hours away.
Right.
So.
Columbus, you can get to anywhere in Ohio in 2.5 hours if you go all the way up to Youngstown.
Yeah. If you're going to Ashtabula, it's 2.5. Might be 3 up to the top corner up there.
Yeah. 2 hours to Cleveland, 2 hours to Cincinnati,
Toledo.
Yeah, it's you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know why I was thinking you were part of
Oklahoma,
Texas. But
so that's probably 5 or 6, 7 hours for him.
Yeah.
Driving down there. So.
That's nothing for Ricky. He'd do it.
No, he would. 7.5.
7.5. There you go. Just got back from a week-long trip. Is the job sending you out everywhere, Ricky? Is that what the problem is? And wife works this weekend. Say, you're going to have to babysit the boys. All right. You can always take them with you. It's only 7.5 hours. The boys will love it.
They're
not bringing my kids.
They're not going to run away. They're stuck in the car with you for 7.5 hours. So.
John says, I'll let you know if I open your King Arthur, Doug. Thank you. We're going to open ours on stream, man. As soon as we get them, we're probably going to come back here and fire up the cameras and start open. Oh, that's right, Ricky. I saw the Facebook pictures. You did go on a snowboard trip. I saw that.
So based on some of I don't know how much you've messed around with the deck builder yet, but
not
with some of the changes, any decks that are really popping out to you that you're really wanting to kind of dive into, characters you want, any concerns that you have?
No,
with some of the changes.
Well, Sun Wukong is very powerful now. He started out not so.
Interesting.
But he's tough. Anubis is okay. He can be annoying. I don't think he's broken. Sean, who is not in the chat today for some reason, he thinks the Count of Monte Cristo is broken, but of course they changed him a little bit, so I don't know if Sean knows about the update there.
I think Count of Monte Cristo is really, really good.
Yeah.
That the one per deck, steal a card, steal a place card, attack with it, is that's a huge swing.
Yeah.
That is a very swingy. That is a three card swing, 2 card swing type situation when you're counting for venture. That's
and especially if it's a must defend.
Yes, I was very. I read it. I was like, man, that's a really strong card. So he went on the first deck that I put together.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tars Tarkus with Deja Thors, for sure. Captain Nemo. Don't sleep on Captain Nemo.
I found him very interesting. I think fighting decks will be a thing. Finally, again, you're allowed to play fighting decks again.
Yeah.
So, which is.
I obviously want to play King Arthur.
Yep.
So you almost have to put him on a fighting deck. But if you're playing with Merlin, their stats don't match up too well.
Yeah.
But you could put him with Lancelot.
Lancelot was very cool. I love the synergy with the way his cards work, with having that card. You take it out of you search for it out of your deck, you put it into play, and your cards do better stuff until you have to give it up. It's great. It's a great design. I
wish he was an 8 fighting.
Yeah.
Because now if you play him with King Arthur, now you got to go with an 8 fighting somewhere.
But Leonidas Leonidas is great. I think
Leonidas. Corey really likes Leonidas.
Sun Wukong is great.
Yeah.
I think that guy's.
Yeah.
I love the design at Champ of Champs. I was talking to the guys about some of the design stuff, and his like catch up kind of mechanic and being down and taking a little beating and coming back stronger is a design space that I thought that they did really well kind of jumping into, so which we didn't see in the old Overpower game.
Right.
So
there's no symmetry at all.
No, the catch-up mechanic wasn't kind of really thought of.
Yeah. Hey, Skittle Daddy, how are you? Hi, OP fam. Greetings from the Angry Mob fan club. The Angry Mob looks very good.
Yeah, the Angry Mob is very interesting as well.
Larry asked how many gold versions of the very rares. We don't know. I tried to get some details of that today, but I got no response. I don't know how many is going to be in a box. If it's even one per box, it might be every 2 or 3 boxes. I don't know. Howard says Tars Tarkus 6 no longer works with Deja Thoris. Interesting. I'll have to pull that up, Howard. Is there somebody, did they just take her off? Because before he could be Deja Thoris, or couldn't he use John Carter? So, hey, there's the goat. He finally showed up. Only John Carter. Oh, boy. Now you got a problem. You play John Carter and Tars Tarkus. You don't have an 8. If you put Deja Thoris on there. Okay, they changed so many cards from the final version that the playtesters saw.
Yeah, which is great, I think. I am excited to hear them take feedback from a much wider, broader view and thought process and put that into the game. I think that's very healthy, so very excited to hear that.
Yeah, a lot of things changed. AJ says maybe as many as a third of the cards were changed from the version that the playtest we as our group had. I don't know if there was any more. Obviously, there's even another core group of playtesters above us that have been playtesting the changes. So I don't know, obviously, how many of them there are. They really kept us sequential off from each other. We weren't supposed to tell anybody we were playtesters, so that we got we didn't influence them. They didn't influence us for the longest time. Then once we had, let's see, here for the OP Cup, we had a meeting in the other room where playtesters were allowed to play against each other.
Gotcha.
That was the first time. Then we did it again in, was that in Boston?
Yeah, you guys had a big tournament in Boston, right? Yep.
Yeah. So those were the only time we really had to interface. But, in our chats here, we're throwing out stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
But John says, the deck builder is the first time I've seen the new cards. I'm impressed with Count of Monte Cristo, Carson of Venus, Joan of Arc, and Victory Harbin, and Nemo. All the 7-8 intellect guys are solid. Yes.
Man, John, I totally agree with you, except that one of the, we were talking a little bit beforehand, and I was hoping we would get to a point where we weren't sitting around waiting for people to have events hit that completely wiped a team out one way or another, and that I was disappointed to see the intellect cards with an intellect icon not counting towards venture event, which is hurts, like disincentivizes you to play an intellect deck pretty considerably, I think, unfortunately. So
John says Hercules and Sun Wukong also look strong. Yes. They are. Hercules is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Is Hades legal in Modern? He is not. John says team defense will be hard to cobble together in Modern with just this set.
What's Hades?
Hades is the Beyonder. It's the Modern version.
Oh, he's not legal in Beyond?
Or
he's not legal in Modern? Interesting.
No. I mean, why would
you play him? But why'd they print him then?
It's just throwing a bone to the legacy players.
Interesting.
I think.
Okay.
It's because the Beyonder now is going for like $300 or more.
Yeah.
I sold 2 or 3 of them at $300 a piece, so I think they wanted to print something that anyone could get.
Yeah.
And John agrees with you. The event is very strong.
Yeah, I was a little. That was one of my notes. I was a little disappointed about seeing that event pop up. So.
Yeah, because there probably will be some intellect decks. I don't think there'll be a whole lot. Do you?
I mean, the first one I built was an intellected deck.
Really?
Yeah, Dracula, because I
Well.
think Dracula's got the best, most useful negate.
I've been hearing that a lot.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going to play
he's-
Dracula. I'm going to
yeah.
play Dracula. I'm going to play Dracula.
I was surprised by the number of draw threes.
How about the lack of negates?
Well, no, I thought going in that they were planning to do a little bit more of a less negate heavy environment, which I was excited for. It would be nice to not require a negate, but I was shocked to see the 2 draw threes on characters that are both also fighting and intellect. I don't understand why if you're going to put 2 draw threes in, why not have them so that if you play both characters, you are completely blowing your power pack. One should be
Yeah.
energy strength, and one should be fighting intellect or whatever mix it is, and really really punish you for trying to include both of those. But I was able to throw together 3 draw threes in this environment, and a power leech. I don't know the new. I've got to get the new cards down so I can talk in new language.
Yeah,
I hate that.
The Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper. Yes, I was trying to make as many notes of things that I want to talk about and make sure I had the new names for them. But
I'm really disappointed that they ever reprinted the Power Leech as the Grim Reaper.
yeah, It seems like there's still enough really powerful swingy cards like those that it's going to be tough to not want to play with a negate, right?
Right.
So,
And that's what I was just wondering. Could you actually build a deck and play without a negate? I think you could. I mean, I did all summer long.
yeah.
But in this new environment, I don't know. I think you still can. You almost have to.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see.
You got Merlin. He's got a negate.
There's 2 or 3 characters that have a one per
per
deck
deck.
negate, right?
And then you
there's
have
a couple
offensive
of offensive
negates.
negates.
It's like, well, that don't do me a whole
Those
lot
don't
of
stop
good.
draw threes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and the cards that I'm worried about needing negates for are the draw threes,
And the Power Leech.
and the power leech, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't see the Grim Reaper. Yeah.
And-
So,
yeah.
while being able to cancel an 11 with a negate is helpful in a game situation sometimes, but there are other ways to defend that 11, right? There's no other way to defend the draw threes except for an avoid.
You can't stop a draw 3.
Well, I think they're attacks though, so I guess you can still avoid them.
A draw 3?
I believe I'm pretty sure they had the attack symbol on them, so
No. No.
I thought so. Yeah, we should have had it up. Why didn't we
I
think
know.
about pulling it up?
Yeah.
We should have put it up, but maybe not. And if it's not the case, if you can't avoid them, then yeah, no, it's really problematic. I think. So.
I don't think I've even put it on this computer yet. Nah. Yeah, it's not going to work here. Sorry.
Yeah, we'd have to get the.
but
we should have done that ahead. I should have thought of that.
let's
ahead of time,
see.
Yeah.
Ricky says, interesting. Right now, Hades would only be usable with 316 ranks in Modern, so thought that might be allowed. Yeah, I don't think so. Howard says, Stefan, I'm pretty sure the 30th anniversary mission set is valid in Legacy only. What? Why would that be? It's
Those
just
are the ones that were handed out
at-
at Champ of Champs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
just
makes.
a reprint set, right?
I'm not sure exactly what those were exactly. Yeah, but if I'm almost positive that the one I'm talking about is in the deck builders. So. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look. Like I said, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it yet. Brett says Grim Reaper not being a catechism is an interesting choice,
Yeah.
but what I don't get is why Grim Reaper is not a catechism while Loki is a catechism.
Yeah.
And the Grim Reaper will not be in booster boxes.
Which is another problem, right? I mean, that's how are new players going to get it, right?
It will be in,
is
I
it
guess, the prize packs that
Okay.
store events.
So
So you
which
can get one out of there, but they don't want it coming up in a draft or sealed event.
and my thought they were forward thinking enough to say this is too powerful in a limited environment.
Yeah.
Draw threes are just as powerful, if not maybe toned down a little bit. I guess it's 3 cards versus 4. But how many times are you hitting in the past where you're hitting 4 cards with a power leech?
Oh, I do have it here.
Oh, there you go. There we go. We got it on the tablet. So.
All right. So.
But Brett, I also agree. I don't think being a cataclysm fixes it, but it definitely is shocking. It's of the power level of the cataclysms, right? And so for every deck to be able to just have it in there is kind of difficult. So
That's weird.
yeah, so they are an
Does
attack.
have-
So that means you could avoid them. I also found the inclusion of teammate may avoids again. I thought that was a card type that everybody realized wasn't great, but it's pretty easy to
I know.
play around.
John Carter has one. And
Yeah.
so you put him on the team, and everyone's going to go. Why would they put the attack symbol on a draw 3? Interesting.
Yeah, so I assume that's because that allows you to defend it with avoids, or with avoid.
So I got it. How do you
those kind of things,
how do you
so.
target a character on a draw 3?
It's
I got it.
pointed at Sun Wukong and say, is he going to stop my draw 3 or what? Is he going to avoid this hit? So
All right. Wow. Okay. We'll have to look into that. John says Doug will be winning Legacy with Van Helsing, JW, and Deathlock on the new home base to help out the grid enhancers. I have thought of that, John. Yes, that would be awesome. Van Helsing and Deathlock.
I did know the grid enhancers is very cool. Is a card that should have been made back in the day. That would have maybe
Yes.
also made Deathlock playable at
Yes.
some point, which is very cool. So.
And is there only one card that gets rid of cards in play for remainder of battle or remainder of game? I think King Arthur has
no.
a 7 is successful, remove all cards.
I think there's a couple of those
Okay.
actually. Yeah, that remove those. So
John says those are offensive actions, not attacks. Hey, Brian. The crosswords icons mean that it can only be played on your turn, not that it is an attack, says Brett. That would make more sense. Yeah. So it's an offensive action, not an
draw through.
attack.
But again, so that makes them even more powerful, because now the only ways to stop them
Is a negate
negates.
that you probably don't have on your team unless you have the
Every deck will have one.
any hero.
Every deck will have one in a 56 card deck,
Yep.
which the chance of you having it on that turn,
Right.
and you're not really able to place them unless you're playing King Arthur, unless you're playing the round table, which lets you place an any hero.
Doesn't
So,
that one? Doesn't it say this card may be placed? I think it does.
on the negate does?
Yeah.
I know the remove a hit one does.
You can.
It may. I may.
See,
not
that's
have.
why I keep Phil around. He
He knows
all
he
the
does,
cards
he
and what
does.
they do. But I'm pretty sure you can place that in a gate. I can't even think of the name of it.
That's why I wanted some new cards printed.
Oh, there.
So to make Phil
Merlin's Magic. This card may be placed.
okay.
Yeah.
Force Phil to see if he's still sharp at learning and memorizing all these new cards now that he's 10 years and 20 years older than they printed a card.
You
So,
know, Phil's not too thrilled with the new game. That's not why he's not here tonight. He is coaching his boys' basketball team, and he's got, I think, 2 more weeks of that. But he's not too thrilled with the new game because there's no battle sites.
well, the battle sites are a big thing. I mean, I haven't played with. I don't even remember. We played with any heroes back until battle sites came, but as soon as battle sites came, I don't remember.
We switched
anybody
over.
playing
We
any
never went
heroes,
back.
so. And they've added them, and now it's interesting to see enough decks that run them, and you have the events that were counter 2 of them and things like that that kind of switch things up a little bit.
It does
so.
make it way more strategic with the battle site.
Yeah.
But
And I love the battle, the building of the battle site, the additional deck building aspect of it. I always really liked that part of the game.
yeah,
And that was stolen. They like Yu-Gi-Oh stole that with their, so they have a mechanics like that and
their
some
side
other,
decks.
Yep, side decks and things like that.
Yep.
So
Let's see. Ricky says Grim Reaper being avoidable helps compared to draw 3 only being negatable. Lawrence says draw 3.
why is Grim Reaper avoidable? Because it says
Avoid because you have to target a character with
Okay.
it. And that is back. That's a legacy rule.
right.
So I assume in the new rule
Does
book
it say
that's-
that on the card though?
No.
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 And I'm so
where's-
that's why I kind of assume I thought that the reason why it was now something that you could defend with an avoid was because of that symbol, that attack symbol being on there. So, but I have not. Is the new rulebook out? They did.
Yeah, it's
they did.
online.
So
I
I've not
haven't
read,
had a chance to download
Yeah, I haven't
it.
looked. I haven't read it yet either. So.
The deck builder, I put in the word Grim, and it does not pull up the Grim Reaper. Whoops. Let's try this.
Oh, it's probably not in the text though. You're in the text.
Oh, what?
Try a card name.
You're right. It had to be in the
Yeah.
card name.
It may not say it in the text.
Whoops. E-R.
Search feature in the
Yeah, there it is.
Uh,
Play on target character as an
very good.
attack. So
Yes.
it does.
Okay, so it
it's
does.
on
It
the Grim
specifically
Reaper,
says
they
that
fixed
as an attack.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
And Howard says an attack has to say target on the
We
card.
should have just asked chat. They know.
Yeah, really. They know everything. They make me look good. John says the first deck I built had 3 full negates and 2 offensive negates. What? 3 full negates.
John ain't messing around, but no, he ain't
Yeah.
letting me.
The second deck I built had 2 draw 3s and a draw 4 for characters.
Well, the offensive negates are also interesting because of the number, like Lancelot's card that you put out into play. That
Yeah.
you may want to cancel that. Is the Headless Horseman's mark a card that comes into play, or is it just like an effect that you put on them? Because that reading those cards, I love the way that theme works. That's so cool.
That's the mark of the Headless.
Yep.
Target character is -2 to attack and defend against Headless Horseman for remainder of the game. If Headless Horseman KOs target character, his team is +5 to venture total for that battle. What was your question?
So it's a rest of game. So it
Yeah,
does
rest of
stay.
game.
It does stay in
Yep.
into so
And-
so that card is still in the field. So that could be offensively negated, right? So,
Yes.
So that you can clean that up.
It would
so.
stay on the table.
Yeah, and that's it's a really cool effect. I was really impressed with it. So
Howard says, just verify with Tyler, who built the deck builder, that the 30th anniversary mission set should not be there. If it is, it will be removed so your intellect deck is safe.
let's see. The
that
one
should
I
help.
was referring to.
Can we pull up just events?
As we now are on the internet.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we can do card type.
Michael says, sorry, have to work. I must have missed the IP announcement. No, Michael, they haven't announced it.
I'm referring to the Call of Cthulhu event that says hits with an intellect and intelligence icon do not count to venture total this battle.
All right, Call of Cthulhu.
Which
Hits with an intelligence icon do not count the venture total this battle.
Yeah. And it's not just, it's not power card, it's even worse for an
it is
intelligence deck.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's even worse. So it's hitting your, it's not just hitting your power cards, it's hitting your teamwork,
specials.
it's hitting specials that just happen to have it. So it's really, really brutal. So.
Wow. That's, wow. Well, you're not going to win the venture. Maybe you better knock somebody out.
No, you're betting 1 and praying that they didn't bet 6, right?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, because you ain't going to win that
And
venture.
again, that's one of the things that I don't like about the competitive universe that we currently live in the legacy game is that there are several mission sets that have 2 or 3 of those kind of things where against the right deck you slam that down on a turn and it's eating all, they can't use their battle site or they can't use their any heroes and it's an automatic bet 4 or 5 and
Maybe
you
6.
can't do anything about it, right?
Yep.
It's an event. There's no way. There's one thing that can't. There's one bishop card that let you mess with events in the legacy game. I think
Yeah.
there's 1 or 2 in the new version of the game. So when events came out, I think we all knew the KO event was incredibly powerful and really changed the game when it first came out. But I never expected that past that they were going to be as powerful and as game changing as they were, and they definitely became that way. So
I think.
I think the Time Traveler has something that messes with events, which is pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and Coy said he heard from Joe somewhere on one of his streams, I think, that the Time Traveler is how they're using the Time Traveler to pull all this set together and make it fluid, which is kind of cool too.
I think that was supposed to be part of like the comic story that they had talked about doing, which would have been really cool, I think.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Time Traveler allows, I guess, anyone from Mars and Bossum and all that. So it's kind of cool. There's a lot going on in this new set, and I can't wait to see it all in front of me.
Yes.
I don't like looking at it on the iPad or the computer near as much as when I can flip through them in hand.
You're old school, Doug. You're old school,
no
man.
doubt. I'm
gotta
an
have
old
those
man.
cards. You got to have those cards in front of you.
It makes it so much easier for me to put it together. Did you notice that a couple stores have already scheduled events?
I did. I saw it.
Did
It's
you do
so
yours
great.
yet?
I've not put any in yet. No.
Now, we're registered on Cardio because of another game. I think Universes.
Oh,
I think Universes.
Is it Universes?
Yeah. So we already had the
Not
account.
Bo Jackson?
No. Bo Jackson's in a world of his own. But Bo knows.
Bo knows.
So he will. Man, my rep at that place left. I'm so upset.
That's the worst.
I had such a good end there for Bo Jackson. But quit trying to get me to talk about Bo Jackson.
Sorry.
But anyway, so we already had an account, so I should go in and start scheduling events.
Yeah, I did see them, and the thought popped into my head to start putting some of it. Then I was worried that I already get enough weird situations where I put myself in where people are asking me questions that I don't know the answer to, and I could just see somebody coming in with a stack of overpower cards and getting upset with me when they can't play a game for a day or something like that.
Well, we're going to actually start playing the first Friday of May.
Nice.
We're going to start doing Friday night events and go right up until Origins on Friday night events. But we'll take the Origins weekend off because all the gaming we're going to be doing at Origins. But that's going to be cool. By the way, just to remind everybody, when you come to Origins, there's going to be a bar somewhere around here that's going to have pint glasses. And on this pint glass is going to be a character from the new IP. So,
I think there's supposed to be multiples, right?
is there going to be more than one? I don't know that part.
Don't quote me on this, but I think that there was a set of 4, which I was like, come on, guys, that's a lot to collect. That's a lot of boozing to be doing throughout a weekend. So.
I've already put feelers out.
Good.
So I don't even know what bar it is because we have the big bar on 2 at the Hyatt.
Yeah.
The Hilton has their own bar, and I could have sworn I was told it was actually going to be a bar at the downtown, not one at the convention center. So yeah, we got to look around. It's one of 3 different places, but it's going to be pretty cool.
Well, they will also go quickly because it is a popular license. So people that don't care about overpower at all are going to want the glasses.
Right.
Big time. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess there is a bar downtown that always does a special gaming pint glass.
That's Barley's. So
Barley's. And they always run out.
Yeah, they
don't
always
have
sells
any
out
at the end of the
early.
weekend.
Yeah, it always sells out very quickly.
So be prepared.
Yep.
You're going to have to hit them early, like Wednesday maybe, if they put them out on Wednesday. Wednesday is technically a day for Origins.
That's a good thought, yeah.
The dealer hall is not open.
Right.
But,
open gaming starts at I think
it's all throughout the building on Wednesday.
At noonish on Wednesday.
You can pick up badges.
You can pick badges.
I think you may even get badges on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But, Wednesday of the 5 days is our busiest day. because
Which
the
makes
vendor
sense,
hall's
'cause,
not
yeah,
open.
vendor hall's
So
not
everyone
open.
comes
Makes
down to
sense.
see us, and then when the vendor hall's open, they go to the vendor hall Thursday through Sunday. Not that those 4 days aren't good for us, but they're nothing like Wednesday. We sell deck sleeves like crazy on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're playing and they rip one and they got to replace it. So you guys got to get here early. Don't come in on Saturday and get mad that you can't get one of them pint glasses.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably not going to be able to share mine. Brett says, Wednesday is during my birthday. Can't decide if that's fantastic or not. Brett, of course it's fantastic.
You'll have a blast,
You'll
man.
have-
If
you'll
you're
have
if
so
you're
much fun.
if you're into gaming, it is.
Any game you can imagine
it's
going to be played here.
If you've ever been to a Gen Con, you've ever been to a PAX Expo, it's Midwestern fun. It's a little bit smaller. It's not quite as busy, not quite as fast paced.
And it's all in one building.
Time. And it is all, actually, no, aren't they still in the hotel still? I think they're in the ballrooms for the hotels and things like that.
Well,
still.
they allow gaming in there.
Yeah.
But it's not.
They're
I
not
don't think there's
scheduled events over there
There's
anymore?
no structured events in
Interesting.
there that I know of. But I mean, they even used to play poker and euchre at
Oh, yeah.
Origins.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do that
Yep.
or not, but all kind of games are going to be here.
I came to my first Origins as a 16-year-old. I grew up in Southern Ohio, about 2 hours from here. As I drove up I just gotten my license in January, drove up here. I stayed at a hostel on the Ohio State campus for like $6 a night. So that I could, so that I could come to my first Origins when I was 16. So I haven't been to every one since, but I've been to a lot. So
Origins was the first place that Overpower ran a very big money tournament, and Phil Keffer won it. I believe he won $5,000.
Oh wow, awesome!
I was not at that event. I did not know about it until the day of.
Which set was that around? Do you know? Do you remember?
I don't.
There's
I'm not sure.
Get in here, Chad. Help us out, Chad. Which set was that? Or
Marcel,
about what year? What Chad?
Marcel might know. Phil Keffer, if he's in here, might know. Drinks and Daggers is on the Origins website. Is that a Columbus place? I've never heard of it, Larry. I don't know. Drinks and Daggers. I think that's a vendor. And if I'm not mistaken, I'll try to check into that. But I don't think it's a bar around here.
And I know way more bars than Doug does. So.
Well, no doubt.
I'm much more in tune to the bar scene.
Yeah.
See. We have several board game bars in town, so you can do that too.
Yep.
Like Columbus, I think Columbus has if you show me another city that has per person card and comic book stores north of for a north half of a city, I'd put us up against anybody. There's so many stores in town. So the market's incredible here.
Right.
So.
It's very competitive here, but we're all friendly to each other.
And that is a big thing. Yep. We are all very friendly. Everybody is very cool.
We have a chain of communication. Yep. When something's going on, we know who to call. Say, hey, I had this stolen, or this came in. Does it belong to you?
Yep. And if you open a store and you are not friendly, you do not survive. We've seen that several times as well.
Yep.
So,
I have actually caught thieves who have stolen from 2 other stores, bring their stuff to me.
Yeah.
And
I've had it happen once.
Yeah.
So
So we all know. We all talk to each other. So when something gets stolen, we all know what's out there. Where is Nor the Lucky? Should be a special guest today.
I
Nor
know,
was
that was
here,
so
Sean.
cool. That was such a great.
Yes, that was amazing. He just left shortly after we went live. He was here playing against AJ, and then he played Jessica a little bit. But yeah, Nor already is the first one to have an invite to the Nationals. He's got a seat already. And then Phil Keffer, thank you for joining us, Phil. Just after Monumental came out, I won every game with a 4 Freedoms deck with Citadel that never attacked. One with +2 to Venture, 1997. $1,000 felt like $5,000. Well, back then
it's worth $5,000 now.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome. I didn't know you played an FF deck with Citadels. That
didn't attack too.
Didn't attack.
That's That's horrible. You're an evil person, Phil Keffer. Wow. That is a brutal.
That's hilarious. And speaking of Nor, there he is.
Not a positive play experience.
Phil, was that just a one-day event? Do you remember like approximately how many people were there playing for that? I don't think Marcel was there yet. I don't think he. I don't.
That was my first Origins. I would have been 16 that year.
97.
Yeah.
So you were there.
I was there.
How about that?
I was playing Magic. So.
Wow. Okay. Small world.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. I missed a message here from John. Real deck
Oh,
building
yeah.
starts and ends with a well-stocked binder. Binder is king. Yes, John. Yes. Thank you for sticking up for me. And I too do appreciate the online tool. I really do. I just haven't had time to devote a lot to it yet. And that's the beauty of my family. I got Jessica and Nor and Corey and AJ and Phil, and we got one of the workers, Anthony. There's 6 of them, and all they want to do is talk about Overpower.
And Josiah. I mean, if you can get him a...
Well,
you can grab
Josiah,
him
he's like the black sheep. He only shows up twice a year.
Easter and Christmas. Overpowered
but,
door, huh?
You know, they sit around and they talk about it, and then every once in a while they tell me what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I like that. Build me that deck. And I don't have to do anything.
I mean, you've almost got an 8-person tournament walking at your house, walking around at your house. So
and the hard part during Origins is going to be, who's going to run the store?
Yep, exactly.
Because I'm not going to be in the store. I'm going to be down at Origins running all the events.
Yep.
So I need somebody to step up, and they all say, but we want to play in your events. It's like, oh, no. So we may have to hire some extra people that week. Phil says it was a one-day small event, 15 to 20-ish players. Brian Hildreth was the only other FF deck, and we played in the finals. He was playing as more like a gentleman. That doesn't surprise me, Phil. I always liked Brian. We're still friends on Facebook, and he was always a great guy. I don't think he's ever tried to come back. I wonder if he still even has his cards. We talked maybe 3 years ago about it, and then online, and then I don't think we ever brought it up again. Larry says, hope to see some of you Saturday in Houston.
Is there a quick roll call we can do for Houston? Who all's going?
Yeah, who is? Ricky's going to be there. No, Ricky's not going to be there.
Ricky said he's not going.
Ricky's not going.
Yeah.
Chris will be there. I don't think Chris ever has been on the live stream that I know of.
Who's going and what are you playing?
Oh, they won't tell you that.
That's the best part about the deck builder. That was one of the things I wrote down was I cannot wait to see published deck lists.
Oh, you can do that.
It's there so that you can post. You can keep them private, but you can also post them to the public and things like that.
That's awesome.
I want to see it. I want to see every tournament's deck list out there. No more secrets. No more secret tech.
Yeah, put it out there. I really do. See, I work with Corey tomorrow, so maybe he'll tell me what I've been missing.
Mess around with it a little bit.
Yeah, he's been spending a lot of time on it. So is Nor. Jessica, I don't think she's messed with it too much, but maybe a little. Anthony a little bit. So we got Columbus all hyped up for this game again.
I don't know if you've had a lot of people coming in, but I'm talking to obviously I'm going to try to sell some cards, right? So we're talking to a lot of folks, and I think there's definitely a buzz here locally for it. We're
I have guys come in all the time and ask me, when are you going to sell it? When are you going to put it up for sale? And that's why we decided April 1st we'll put it on our website. I will watch it really close to make sure it doesn't sell out online. If we start selling too much online, I'll pull it off the website and make it in store only.
Gotcha.
Because
I'm not planning on selling any online to start.
You're not going to put it up there?
No, not to start.
I probably shouldn't. I give the guys local, but some of my guys, even though they're local, they want to buy it online.
Oh yeah, if you got locals,
they want to do an in-store pickup, so they want to buy it from home.
Yeah.
But if we go,
can you like lock it into just local?
Yes.
Yeah. Zip codes and things like that.
I put it into the system, and I tell it where to make it available.
Gotcha.
So I could just make it in store only.
That's what I was gonna say.
Which is what I do with
offers that.
Anything that's hot, like One Piece and Pokemon.
Gotcha. Nice.
All of our pre-sales are in store only on those two items. Which, by the way, I was selling a ton of the new Magic set online. So that was kind of cool.
Tarkir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Southern Hobby is going to allocate it. They said everything except play boosters.
I think
that sucks.
Alliance said something kind of the same thing. They were
Really?
they kind of. I had to have a discussion about my pre-orders. They were like, "Are you sure you're gonna take all this?" And I'm like, "They're like, we may not be able to fill it all." I'm like, "Well, they're the same numbers I put in for all the other sets, so you better. I kind of need them." So.
They said that to me on a one-piece order.
Yeah.
Doug, are you going to take all this? And I just laughed. I said, Brian, you know you're not going to let me have all that, so why are you asking?
Exactly.
It's like I'm asking for 320 boxes, and I'll be lucky to get 60.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I feel like the One Piece is at that point. Bandai hits 10 sets and things blow up because they start printing enough cards and something else happens. Or they announce a new game or something like that, and they move on to the next thing, right?
Yeah.
And so
are you out of set 10 for One Piece?
For One Piece,
Did you sell out?
Yes.
Yeah, I did too.
I think we're out of set 10, yes. No, actually, no. I just got 2 more boxes.
Oh.
Alliance sent me 2 boxes this week, so
Those
I think I
suckers.
have. I think I actually have 6 through 10 boosters on my shelf right now.
What?
So I mean, at $8 a pack, probably. They're not at MSRP. I had to source them from somewhere that's not just Alliance.
Sure,
but I have them on the shelf right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm out at set 10. Yeah. The next one is going to be one of the special premium sets. And I already know that I'm going to get about 60% of what I've got for set 10. So that one's going to be gone really quick. So I'm hoping.
Plus, they just did that reprint set. Everybody was upset about that. And
yeah.
So I'm cautious about my I'm cautious about my One Piece ordering. I may have tweaked my numbers a little bit. So.
Well, I can never have too much One Piece. Yeah. I don't care. Like right now, I still have set 8. It's the only set I have in the store.
I may regret that, but I did kind of tweak it a little bit. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm hoping happens with the Overpower. I'm hoping I have to call you up and say, hey, you got an extra couple cases.
Yep, same, 100%.
I wanted to up the order at the last minute, but I just couldn't do it because of so many other items I had to pay for that week. I can't remember what it was. It seemed like Magic and One Piece released the same week that the Kickstarter ended.
Yep.
So I wasn't able to just add on another retailer level. Ricky says LRG cards aren't available yet for Houston, so not until Dallas. Oh, that's right. You can't be using this weekend in Houston.
Right.
But did I see where Joe said something on Facebook today about there might be another printing that's not the Kickstarter? That the wholesalers are going to have available? Because I may need to.
Let's do it. I'm happy to restock that way. So.
Yeah, I hope that they do it, and I hope I have to call them and order more. John says, I'm going to get allocated on collector packs for Takar, and anything but play booster for Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy is going to
be unattainable.
Is going to be an absolute disaster. I don't know what.
I got 52 of the 80 boxes of OP10 and sold out on Friday.
Yeah.
Why are you only ordering 80, John? Get it up to about 480.
Yeah, I am not excited for Final Fantasy. I think it's going to be a mess.
We had to put on our Instagram and Facebook page and pin it that we're not taking orders until 6 weeks before the release of the product when we know our allocation numbers.
I saw notes today. People were posting links to Target pre-selling it today. And
was Target marking it up?
No, it was at MSRP still. So it was at MSRP. But all the other pre-sales that I've seen prior to this are at 200% of MSRP.
It's crazy.
And I promise, 2/3 of those are scammers who are going to be refunding all those people and just sitting on that money for 3 or 4 months. Right. So I don't understand why Wizards did what they did with announcing. Like starting previews for it and announcing it before Tarkir and do it. I don't understand why they did what they did.
$750 is what
it was already going to be the biggest set
Yeah.
that they've ever done.
Yep.
It's going to eclipse Lord of the Rings.
Yep. And I didn't think they'd ever do that.
No, me either. And it's going to be way bigger. So
It's going to be amazing. Larry says reprint ERB for retail will not have the Kickstarter logo, is what I was told. Yeah, I believe that, Larry. But I'm okay with that. If that's
same.
If I have the non-Kickstarter logo boxes in my store, I'm okay with that.
Me too.
Because that means I can call my rep at GTS or wherever and say, hey, I need 6 boxes.
Yep. And that all means I've sold through
right
Kickstarter boxes.
The 42 Kickstarter boxes that I bought and the bazillion that you bought. John says Final Fantasy will be a mess, massively underprinted and terrible rollout strategy.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, John. I don't know what you've been doing with Magic lately or how much Magic you guys really do, but
a lot.
I pulled back on my Play Booster pre-orders significantly.
What?
It's a standard set. They have to have it in print.
Right. You got any foundations in stock?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. So
I haven't had foundations in 3 months.
Yeah, no, I have
Neither
foundations.
have the distributors.
Yeah. But I quadrupled my collector booster orders. And that was what they wanted to talk about. They were like, you realize what the cash amount of this is going to be, and I said, yes, I know, but
you guys
this
are
is a one-time thing. I
Yeah.
would rather put my cash into this thing I can only get now, and then rely on you to actually fill your distributors with product like you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And
you're
go
going to
from
get
there,
heavily
so.
allocated on those collector boxes.
That's why
and they'll
I'm
give you
hoping.
everything you ordered on the play boxes.
I'm hoping I get allocated at the same level I've been allocated in the past, so that I still get a significant increase, because I ordered a lot more. So that's my fingers are crossed. So.
Yeah. I got a great relationship with Alliance. I've actually been there with them 1 year longer than I've had the store. So 16 years I've been with them and the same rep.
How have you had this dude? You are so lucky.
I know.
I've had a rep a year at Alliance since I opened the store. If not more. Actually, it might be more than that now that I say
that's
that.
awful.
Oh,
that's awful.
It was brutal.
Yeah, I've had Brian all 16
that's
years.
Awesome.
Yep.
Brian's such a good guy. He's awesome.
Yep. And he called me today about something. And he said, I'm going to ship your Pokemon today. And I said, fantastic. Go ahead. And he goes, all right. And he had something else. But last week I needed a box of those dice, the D&D dice, that $19.99 retail, and there's like 25 of them in a box that you told me was such a great seller, and I took a flyer. Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable.
They're great products.
Yeah. They don't actually release till tomorrow, and he got them to me for Friday.
Nice.
And it's like, he's amazing. So I don't know if Alliance is going to have the ERB. I think right now it's
I've only heard GTS and Southern.
Southern and
people
GTS is what I've heard
who are
too.
even involved. Yeah. So.
But, who knows?
Yeah.
We're all just hoping.
I'm assuming those were conversations that Joe and Ron were having at Gamma with folks, kind of thing too. So they were busy. Did a lot of. I saw them in several meetings talking to folks and talking to a lot of folks. So,
okay, good.
Which is good. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what we need.
John said he's hoping for a restock on ERB.
14
too.
years for him, same Alliance rep. That is
14
absolutely ridiculous.
years.
I literally have had. I bet it's every 10 months they give me a new rep.
That's crazy.
And that's been consistent since I started. I've never had one for more than maybe 15, 16 months.
Wow.
And it's brutal. And every time you have to train the new person, and it's 2 months of shipping me all the wrong stuff at the wrong time.
no.
And, it's a mess. It's been
All
a
right.
disaster. I can't believe you guys have had the same ones.
Yeah, it's awesome. Nor says that Jessica says talk about Overpower next. It's all interrelated, right? All
Business,
right.
overpower, everything.
Yeah,
It's,
Ricky is almost done cutting up the Champ at Champs videos. Thank you so much, Ricky. He's going to put up each round. You were in the first round.
I was going to
against
say, did I play on
Felipe.
one? Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
did play Felipe.
Yep. So we'll get those up on the YouTube channel here before long. Thank you for doing that, Ricky. Man, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I try. I just don't have time to do it. It's because that was like an all-day thing, right? 4 or 5 hours on Friday and then all day on Saturday. So I really appreciate you doing that, Ricky. All right, we'll kind of get back into a quick swing of Overpower before we wrap it up. if you guys haven't signed up for your cardio account, make sure you get there.
Definitely.
Overpower.play.cardi.io. That's CARDE.io. You really need to get on there. I don't know if you'll be required to have an account to play in events. Man, I bet you do. I'll have to look into that part.
Oh, I'm sure you'll have to, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's free.
Yeah,
Absolutely no charge to
cost
you.
anything.
There's no charge to your store if you have a store. Who's the Game Masters
There's
already
3 or
got
4
events there.
places that have put events
Yeah.
in already for
And,
Overpower, which is very cool.
Professor Robin, he was here for Champ of Champs.
Okay.
Robin, and he had 2 buddies that came up with him. They're from somewhere in Pennsylvania. I think he said over by Philadelphia.
Okay.
They were the only 2 that I recognized. Game Master, usually he's on and off here. Professor Robin, Game Master. It looks like you don't get to choose your header. It's just Cthulhu right now. But it's kind of cool.
Oh, I'm sure if you're a store, it'll let you put your store logo on there, right?
Well, I don't know. These guys haven't.
Or are they a store?
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Well, I don't know about the Game Master's an online store.
Okay.
And Robin has a store. So I'm not sure. That's a good question. So I should
Yeah, I'll have
dab
to look
into that and see what I can come up with. John says GTS and ACD are in on Overpower. I think so is Southern Hobby. Southern Hobby is thinking about it. Need it
Very cool.
for ratings. Yeah, right, John. If you want to be rated, you got to be in
I won't
there.
feel so bad about if I have to order from ACD. I won't feel so bad about going to their games day off of 1 order a year like I have in the past.
I don't use them.
They're I don't use them very often anymore. Every once in a while I'll pop over and find something. So
Didn't they have an exclusive on MetaZoo at one time? Was that them? The first set before they finally
maybe.
broke down and let Southern and
There was a
GTS
period of
have
time I was getting Asmodee stuff from them that had gone out of stock at Asmodee. Right when they first switched over, ACD was still carrying a bunch of the Star Wars related stuff, and I was still getting stuff that way. But I probably haven't bought anything later. So
yeah, I think they had a MetaZoo exclusive on the first 2 sets,
Interesting.
maybe 3 sets. But I signed up just to buy MetaZoo, and then they wouldn't let me have any. So I said, okay, just delete this account because I'm not going to order anything else from you guys. Anthony says, I'm going to Robin's store on the 30th for his event. Awesome. Anthony.
Yes.
Tell him Doug says hi. I do want to one day get out there and see his store because he came all the way to Columbus to see ours. Same with John. I've got to get out there to Boston and see his store.
And Anthony's we had a great match in the final for the tournament for the rest of us too.
That's
that was a
right.
blast.
You 2
Yep.
played each other.
Yep, it was really good.
Yeah.
A really good game. I can't wait. I wish we had that one on video, man. That would have been a good one to rewatch. So
Yep.
That was a wild, swingy game. So
I think in the future I'd like to record more than one game at all of our events.
Well, I mean,
But
we had. Well,
we
you were
running 2
recording
different-
one, and
Yeah,
and
they were
Lazarus was
recording one, and I was
one, so-
recording one. But we were running 2 different events.
Right.
So we were recording 2 Champ of Champs games, but not the tournament for the rest
Gotcha.
of us.
Yep, I gotcha.
None of those games got recorded. And, I used to have 2 cameras before somebody broke into this room and stole them. So now I use my phone. But, yeah, I don't want to get into that. John says, ACD is my best customer service, but they are more expensive. Wow. Anthony says, yeah, that should have been recorded for sure. Crazy game.
It was a
I
wild
wish
game.
it could have been
Absolutely wild
recorded.
game.
I love streaming games. I love how I have not had hardly anybody say, please don't put me on a live stream game. So it's like, do you want to play on camera? Heck yeah.
I don't know. You stick in Felipe on the first one. His first game that he's played like 20 years.
I know.
Was a
but
little rough.
He
but,
had 3 people from Brazil already in the chat cheering him on.
I loved it.
And it's like, Felipe. And he goes, yeah, let's do it. And I said, okay. So
it was definitely a lot of pressure. So
Yeah.
Do not judge his gameplay on the game that you'll get to see on YouTube here very soon on what he did the rest of the weekend, because he tweaked his deck a little bit, and
Yep.
he was killing it
He had
again
a
on
good-
Saturday.
Yes,
so,
he had a good Saturday.
Yeah, he was.
I think
It was awesome to meet him. So
yeah, it was really cool. and he's coming back to the States. I think C2E2.
Oh, is he going to be here?
I think he's
Very
trying
cool.
to be.
I may pop.
He's trying to get there at C2E2.
I've got that on my list of maybe heading up there this year. I haven't been in several years. So.
And he's going to try to be at Larry's event in Orlando.
Oh yeah.
As he lives, he told me he spends about half his time in Brazil and half in Orlando or Florida.
Good work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. That's awesome.
He said it's not quite so easy to spend time in the United States now since you got a girlfriend. She don't want him to be gone quite so long. So we'll see how long that lasts. But all right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. Did we get everything on your list?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, John, how can a store that's been around all these years not be set up for streaming? Yeah,
that's an old building. He may not have the plugs.
I need to fix
Been
it.
in the same building for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, John, how are you going to stream your event?
I was just it's about as easy.
Battle for Boston.
It takes a $20 tripod is about all you need these days, right? It's pretty easy to do. It's really cool.
Yeah,
the technology for it is wild. So.
The arm that we're using for my phone right now, I think Nor bought that off Amazon for like $30.
Yeah. Yep.
And I got a laptop and my phone, and that was a $90 microphone.
Yep.
At
it's wild.
That computer place up north. But
it doesn't mean that any idiot can have a podcast now, right? Which is
yeah. You don't have to know how to do anything.
You don't have to know. It's cheap, and you don't have to know how to do much.
Yeah. And if you have any problems, there's plenty of people to tell you what you're doing wrong.
Exactly.
And half of them can maybe tell you how to do it right. Oh, man, that's funny. Thanks for streaming, guys, said John. John, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
thanks
Doug,
to everybody.
thank you for having me again.
Thanks for coming, man. We'll do it again.
Very excited to sit down and just talk to somebody about all the new cards. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next Monday.
Have a great night, everybody.
Right. Fantastic. We had 41 views, 22 at one time.